Idaho with the one and only Carrie Shanafelt. You've heard about her. Yeah, it's her. And her studio, Grasshopper Pilates, which is actually going to undergo a transformation very soon into Forte Pilates. Keep your ears peeled.
Yes.
Is here, and I'm lucky enough to be able to ask her some questions. Put her on the spot.
That's right.
So
Bring
Carrie, she's like, bring it. Carrie's been teaching Pilates for so long. In fact, she had the very first Pilates studio in Idaho, not only in Boise.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So she's kind of a pioneer in this area. She's seen a lot of changes and transformations. And I was talking to her the other day and hearing about some of the things she enjoys the most and has enjoyed the most over the years with her Pilates career. And one that interested me was her work with young ballerinas and athletes in the area. So tell us a little bit about that.
And to get the studio up and rolling, I went to Ballet Idaho's Academy director and said, hey, I'm back in town. I have had some dance experience in my life, and what do you think about doing this? And they just said yes right away. So I've been doing this with them for 19 years, I guess.
So what do you do exactly with these
It's
students?
mainly teaching them a mat class.
Okay.
Because, I'm going out to the studio where there's no equipment. And so it's an interesting setup because it tends to be a lot of kids.
Yeah.
They're all the upper level though. So there are kids who go through this school who do go on to dance professionally. Some have gone on to have very impressive careers, some with regional companies.
Yeah.
So they tend to be very good kids. It's it tends to be an enjoyable experience because it's a little different skew of what I do the rest of the day. Dancers, they want to move. They're youthful too. It's a different experience from working with primary part of the business is adults coming in saying, well, my back hurts, and which that's just the common thing. So
what do you think that the directors like about having Pilates in the program, and what kind of results do you think they've seen in their kids?
they like that it makes them think about their bodies a little differently, even though maybe it should be the same. It kind of sets them up. They do see a difference, because this just happens once a week, and they do see a difference that day in the beginning of a ballet class. Pliés, they already look like they're up a little more. Yeah. Things are happening a little quicker.
So you for sure can see the difference, maybe even more than the kids.
Yeah. And it is interesting because there are always like 5 kids in the group who just dig it.
Yeah. Does anybody ever come back and ask you, or do you think that they'll ever come and teach for you, maybe?
Maybe.
Well, it just kind of leads me to another thing that I think is really interesting, which is that Carrie was born and raised in Boise and came back here to build her business and continues to build her business. So she's seen generations of people and will continue to see generations of people, and all of that will affect her business over time. So, I've moved around a lot. So I wouldn't have that same experience of actually training people who could eventually become teachers with you one day.
Well, and actually, how could I forget this? One of them, Sarah.
She was one of your dancers?
Yes. So I've known Sarah since
you
she
didn't
was
tell
a little
me that.
teenage.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Sarah's
so I have an
amazing.
apprentice right now who is one of these kids who, I don't know, I've known her since she was a little squirt. And
she's got 2 babies now. I mean, they're not babies, but she's got 2 children.
She's gone off. She did her dance thing, went around the world. She danced with Momix and has made her way back home and raising her kids. And
There you go.
Here she is.
You're affecting people from a very young age and bringing them into Pilates world. That's pretty amazing. Let's go ahead and talk about the athletes that you've worked with. How is that different than the ballerinas?
Wow.
And
well,
fill us in.
Because the primary athletes I've worked with are college football players versus teenage ballet dancers.
Wow.
So
totally different bodies.
There, in the ballet world, there have been a handful of boys who have passed through, but really it's, teenage girls. Then Boise State football, which is a big deal. They tend to be a ranked team, like they're a big time college football team. And there was a period of time when I was working with them, and that was super fun because those guys, you walk in and they were all like, they're making me take Pilates, whatever. They just would look at me like, this is stupid. And here I am, this little thing, and I walk in and I'd be like, get on the floor, sit up tall.
Yeah, I've seen it happen. She does.
Well, they're, just seeing the look in their eye, like, this is going to be so stupid. I had to just
get in there, give it to them.
Yeah. Which maybe that's how we should do it anyway.
You've got it in your toolbox if you need it. Yeah, absolutely. You're going to need to use those different means to get at the bodies and the minds.
But they're college athletes, which was they were high level athletes already. Some of them are playing in the NFL right now. So they're
doing something very different with their bodies.
Yeah, and they were these, like, a lot of linemen who are these big, stiff guys, and but once they got in it and I let them know, like, no, we're doing this and it's not easy. This isn't frou-frou.
Right.
You're gonna work. Then their eyes widened and they came every week ready to go.
It was optional?
Well, it was so they were primarily guys who the team doctors had seen them for something.
Okay.
They needed this kind of stability in order to either help them rehabilitate, or maybe they're on the brink of something that if they could stabilize and do what we can do with Pilates, it might save them from that injury.
Okay.
So it was somewhere around, I think, what was it, 5, no more than 10, I know that, guys. And
sounds fun.
It was fun, and they liked it.
How long
Sweet little Boise, Idaho, becoming big Boise, Idaho.
Get ready.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to come trucking in to Grasshopper turned Forte Pilates.
Yeah, bring on the Forte.
Bring it on.
Here it comes.
Here it comes. And one more thing.
Yeah.
This is where you get these.
Look at that.
Boise.